Alright, what is going on, guys? WeBull's back again, coming at you with the should you summon on this banner. Now, like, honestly, just from the looks of it, it looks like it's really good value. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you have a good portion of these characters, this banner's a skip. And I wanted to put, the reason that this video is a little bit later than normal is because, one, this banner, even though it's super hype, you have True Bankai Ichigo, 1000-Year Blood War Yoruichi, you have Mind Nelliel, you know what I'm saying? You got Ichigo's daddy, you got Ichigo's mommy, bro. Look, bro. Okay, like, I get that it's hype, but this is why I think that it's a skip, and it's because of this. And I wanted to put everything together in order because I wanted to make sure that everyone had all the information available, and I wanted to make sure that I came in with just straight up facts and my reasoning for why things are going to line up the way that I think they're going to line up. First and foremost, the poll selection, which was pretty much the voting selection. This banner dropped December 26th, literally right after Christmas, right after all the little kids and stuff got their like Christmas money, and there was a lot of people that asked me, yo, Spike, should I spend money on this game for it's my Christmas money, bro? It's no. Invest that money, bro. Okay, learn how to invest that money. Now I will be holding classes for like, well, not really classes, it's more like a little workshop where if people want to learn how to invest and stuff like that, I pretty much just give like a breakdown of like what I do personally, which I think I've been pretty successful. I'm up 10% throughout the last like 3 months, and pretty much like 12% throughout the year. But anyways, I'll be doing that. It's going to be a completely free workshop in the Discord. Like, it's literally just I'm talking. You don't have to, it's completely free. You don't have to pay nothing. You don't even have to use my referral links, though I would like people to. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So if anyone's interested in the stock market, keep in mind that I only really deal with like the US market. I don't know jack about EU market, Canadian market, Australian market. I know that they all have their own exchange, like stock exchange, but I don't know how to properly, I don't know anything about that, so I'm just gonna speak of what I know, right? But anyways, as you see here, end of December 26th, right, poll selection. Okay, so that came out at the end of December, right, and that's pretty much gonna be when like the individuals end, right? So this individual starts on December 24th when Masaki's ends and lasts until the 31st. So if you're interested in Isshin's individual who has Unohana and transforming Ichigo, you will be able to do that. But another thing to note is that I also believe, alright, so like going into the Kenpachi Awakened raid, you'll actually see here that we actually have Uryu, we have Jugrum, and we have Baz B. This being the entire banner being here as bonus gives me reason to believe that this banner will be back sometime in December. That way that you can actually use these characters as bonus units for the epic raids, just for more incentive to summon for them. Caleb's done this in the past. They did it with Candace's banner. They've done it with what was the banner? They did it with Askin's. No, that was Candace's. Yeah, they did it with Candace's banner. That's pretty much all you need to know, so just keep that in mind. Now, going into the actual banner, the banner honestly isn't even bad. Like, you have 1000-Year Blood War Yoruichi, True Bankai Ichigo, Chad, all these fillers are actually still incredible. Yua at 5 of 5 is an incredible nuke when it comes to Guild Quest if you're looking for something for Captain Week. But besides that, I don't think he's worth chasing for 1 of 5. If you're trying to fill the collection, this is no longer a good game to try to fill your collection because Transcendence is so strong. For those that didn't watch my Guild Quest video, we literally had a Kukupuro clear in 18.2 seconds. Yeah, so if that gives you any inclination of how strong Transcendence is. Now, I will be going over these characters regardless, because if you're a new player and you're missing like the entire banner, this banner, really good to go in on. I'm not going to say you should go all 10, 20 steps or whatever, but I would definitely advise going at least the 5 to 6 steps if you're new to the game and you don't have any of these characters in your roster, right? So True Bankai Ichigo, an incredible unit. He does have a transformation mechanic on his boost. This will not refresh his cooldowns like a transforming special would. He has Enhancer, he has Sprinter +1, he doesn't have Havoc. This is actually, he came out during a time when people weren't normally getting Berserker and Havoc 20%, so he doesn't really have that available to him. He is a strong attack recharge link with Soul Reaper Killer as well, and he, honestly, for collection purposes, I personally would like to have him in my box if I don't have him. So I completely understand why people are going to want to summon on this banner. You'll see here, strong attack 1 is standard lunge, full screen 3rd strong attack, and then boost, standard boost 2nd strong attack. The boost is from like back in the day. It's not like Tokinada's boost. It's not like it doesn't have crazy range on it. It's just a regular boost, and that's kind of unfortunate. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that this banner is worth going in on at this point, because like the voting selection that we got is so beefy. Like, why are you gonna go for this character when you can go for something else, you know? Next on the list, Yua. He does have bombardment. Excuse me, there we go. He does have bombardment with weakening on his attacks. He also has a transformation mechanic, so he gets his strong attacks back. He does have a lot of range collision to him, which kind of sucks. Like, I believe all of his attacks have range collision, including his third, right? So range collision, pushback, first strong attack. Oh, never mind. 900 radius, third strong attack. That's why. Ew. Gross. Second strong attack, pushback, range collision. It's unfortunate because Yua should be like one of the most OP units, but he's really not, at least not in this game. So I would really advise not really going for him. He's still pretty good in PvP, but like, you just want him to nuke, and not too much value there. Going into 1000-Year Blood War Yoruichi, one of the best units in the game, in my opinion. She's still incredible because of her transforming special move. Now, her NAD becomes the same as Can't Fear Your Own World Round 1 Nelliel, where her NAD will literally toss her around the map because like she like loses control, I guess. But either way, it's really cool. Strong attack damage as her link, but her transforming special does refresh her cooldowns, which is awesome. Transformation lasts for 30 seconds, which is awesome. First strong attack. Oh, let's just go into her strong attacks. Now, she also does obviously have Frenzy, but she doesn't have Havoc or Berserker 20% because before it's time. Lunge, first strong attack. Lunge, second strong attack. I believe that this is the exact same one as TLA Soifon. And then full screen, third strong attack. Paralysis on all of her attacks. She also gets a Vortex on her ultimate, akin to 1000-Year Blood War Round 5 Yamamoto, the blue one, as well as Chojiro, 1000-Year Blood War Chojiro. Going into the similarities, second strong attack, it shows the boost units, but that's not the case. Kisuke showed a lot of promise, but I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty mediocre unless you have him 5/5, in which case, okay. But all he's really good for is that revive on his special move. Aside from that, for collection purposes, I suppose you might want him. He's the only reason, like, the collection purposes is literally the only reason I would want him, and I've skipped 1000-Year Blood War Round 4 rerun specifically because I don't think it's worth it. At least do the... Honestly, even if you're a veteran in this game and you have all these characters, I would still suggest tossing the first multi unless you're really dead set on saving every single orb for the voting selection. In which case, then I completely understand. Next on the list, Chad. I don't think much is really left to talk about Chad. He's amazing, great in PvP. Not particularly crazy anywhere else aside from maybe Guild Quest. He does have Captain Killer, damage reduction, Flurry, Poise, Enhancer, Team Booster, last 20 seconds, Sprinter +1. Nothing really too crazy with him. He's just a flurry unit, and since he's a human, he doesn't really have killer disadvantage, which is really good in PvP. Next on the list, Toshiro. He does have a 2500 length beam, full screen, third strong attack. His first strong attack is a 2500 length beam. Second strong attack is going to be a standard barrier. I don't particularly like his barrier because it's really, really shiny and it's obtrusive in my opinion, especially when you have 4 of them around your screen. He does have Debilitator 5 seconds, which is really good for his freeze on all of his attacks except for his barrier. He has a start barrier +10, so he was useful in PvP. So I see some use in PvP to an extent, but like for the most part, with Jugrum being prevalent as well as Ichibei's, Askins, I don't really see his usefulness there. But when it comes to Guild Quests or just PvE content, and as well as his amazing link, he does definitely have some use in terms of utility. And at worst, he's a damage inflicted at full stamina 25% link when you're trying to nuke in Guild Quest or just in general. I personally like to use him when I'm running Tokinada in epic raids because you get to hit really freaking hard. All right, next on the list, my Nell. She is a strong attack recharge unit with burn on everything, range collision, first strong attack, crawling vortex, second strong attack. The reason that that's good for Senkaimon is you get to actually just cheese bosses non-stop, which is awesome. And with her 100% chance to burn, you pretty much can guarantee yourself a clear on stages with 3 bosses, like with 1 boss per stage. Honestly, not a bad unit to have if you don't have her. Alright, now going into the actual main Banner, Ryuken, strong attack recharge 14% link at best. I don't think that he's a bad character. He has some flaws to him, which we'll get into in a little bit. But aside from that, he's going to hit like a truck. He's a human Quincy with Soul Reaper Killer. Berserker 60%, so he's going to hit hard. Devastation 60%, still hits hard. Nullify range resistance, so he can be played as a melee character in a lot of content, which is really good, especially for extreme co-op, guild quest. Havoc 20% to go along with his Berserker 60, that's amazing. Frenzy, Sprinter +1, and in my opinion, the Bruiser 40% kind of wasted, but enhanced strong attack recharge link, definitely very, 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 very good. Now, his first strong attack, I think they did a very good job on this one. It is the Apache first strong attack with the 1200 with 1200 length. This is a box AoE shotgun blast beam that I personally like it a lot, but his second strong attack is going to be the shockwave style ability. This second strong attack will shred through bosses just on a whim, which is really, really good, especially for co-op stages. In single player, this is going to be a little iffy. It's going to take a lot of setup. One of my friends, he literally said that it took him like 50 to 60 resets to get a perfect run with this setup, and I know that he's a good player in this game too, so I don't doubt that this is a very difficult kit to really make effective use out of. However, if you do get it off, he will perform incredibly well. Third strong attack is going to be a standard full screen third strong attack, 1200 radius because of the Havoc 20%. That's still really, really, really good. Alright, so that's my thoughts on Ryuken. I think he's good. I just think that he has way too much competition. I think I still would prefer Lile Baro or Spirit Society Byakuya over him. Maybe not Spirit Society Byakuya, unless you have several copies. Mine's max Transcendence, so I'm not going to lie, I'm a little biased. But at the end of the day, Spirit Society Byakuya is going to be a lot more available, so I think that it's going to be a lot easier to max him out or get multiple copies. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. Next on the list, Ichi Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Hollow Killer, Speed Unit. He doesn't have too much competition, which is kind of funny. Strong Attack Recharge minus 12%. He does have God Kit, so he's competing with like Blue Yamamoto, 1000 Blue Yamamoto, which, let's be real here, it's going to be kind of difficult to get copies of those anyways. So with his individual coming out, you might want to go for multiple copies, I suppose, if you want to. Either way, he's a very excellent character. He has a 40% Berserker when you take into account this speed attribute, Captain Strong Attack damage, plus 20%. Now, I do know that this does work for Speed Byakuya, and I do know that Speed Byakuya is also a Soul Reaper, so obviously Kirinji's Soul Reaper strong attack damage will actually have an effect. Now, my issue, and this is the main reason that I wanted to wait on this video in particular, is because we don't know at 100% chance that they will both stack. It's likely, it's very possible due to the Link Slot Potion skill. However, the thing is, the reality is, when they released the human strong attack damage items and the Quincy strong attack damage items, when they turned Uryu into a human Quincy hybrid, they removed the ability of being able to stack the 2 strong attack damage items and 2 normal attack damage items. So even if you're using the human sad item and the Quincy sad item, it won't stack. So that's one reason that I didn't want to confirm that they would stack. I didn't want to even bring it up because, like, the reality is we don't know. Like, K-Lab could make it stack, they could allow it, or they could just disallow it. Now, for those that don't know, if you have 3 Kirinjis and 1 Byakuya, that Byakuya will only get 20% strong attack damage because it does not stack. So it leads me to believe that they're gonna make it so that the Captain and the Soul Reaper strong attack damage bonus won't stack, but they might in order to sell copies of this character. I wouldn't be surprised. K-Lab loves money. Debilitator plus 2 seconds for his burn, Devastation 40%, Bruiser 20%, Berserker 20%, Havoc 20%. Very good character, right? The Berserker goes up to 40 because of his skill for the speed attribute, Captain Strong Attack damage. Very, very good character. First strong attack is going to be the 3000 length beam. Very good. And then third strong attack is going to be 1200 radius. And then second strong attack is going to be the 960 radius. Now, one thing to note is that Blue Yamamoto doesn't have Havoc 20% or Berserker 20%. And the reason that that's important to note is because this character has both. So he's going to hit significantly harder than Yamamoto. And the reason that I say they compete with each other is because if you already have like 3 to 4 copies of Yamamoto, I know, unlikely, but I mean, some people have that. This character isn't really worth going all in for because you already have a character that does everything that he needs. He literally does everything that he needs to, as well as being a Soul Reaper captain. So he fills that niche, right? So you already have a character when it comes down to that. Now, I do think that Blue Yamamoto will perform incredibly well. However, if you have 1 of 5 Yamamoto and you happen to pull Isshin, like, inconsequentially, then Isshin will probably be the better character to use because he buffs your allies, he hits harder, he hits farther. Like, he's just overall a better character. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Isshin. All right, and last but not least, Mama Dukes, Ichigo's mom. Bro, she's nutty. All right, she has a bruiser of 80% when you include her normal attack damage link. She has a no affiliation killer, which I do think is a little underutilized in this day and age. However, the fact that she has a bruiser of 80% along with flurry and a team boost with enhancer and barrier, I think that that's really, 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 really good. Now, you can make a case of her versus Tokinata, but honestly, I think that it comes down to personal preference. Going into her actual skills, let's just get right into it. Flurry, guard break, hit an enemy chance, poise, and sprinter +1. These are the skills that make Grimmjow insanely good, and the fact that she's a ranged NAD unit that doesn't have to guard break, that doesn't need a Zeta pill, means that she will naturally deal more damage than Tokinata, even with killer. And that's very, very important to note, unless you're doing Inheritance Zone, which you shouldn't even be using them in Inheritance Zone anyways, because Desert Society Rookie is a thing. Enhancer, bruiser plus 60% that goes up to 80 with the normal attack damage plus 20% link. Berserker 50%, so you can build her as a hybrid if you want, which is awesome. Now, going into her actual kit, she has a range collision shave for a strong attack to push enemies out of the way. Keep in mind she has guard break, which means that you can use this for protection as opposed to guard breaking an enemy and then using your normal attack damage string. That is very good. Second strong attack is going to be the 800 distant. Now, when I saw the gameplay of this from XXHeeken, it looks more like an AoE around her, but the radius definitely does look like it's 800 radius around her. We'll see exactly how that comes out when we actually get a hold of her. Third strong attack is going to be a standard full screen. Now, I did compare damage. You'll see here that his Tokinata's damage is at 2400 to 2900. All right, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll round up and round down appropriately. So 2400 to 2900. You'll see that Masaki is 3000 to 3600. She's already dealing, I want to say, 20% more damage than Tokinata at base with that last hit. The first hit's like 25% more damage in just raw damage. Keep in mind that he does close the gap when he is transformed at 2900 for the first NAD hit versus her 3000. And then his 3600 versus her 3600. Very, very close NAD string at the end of the day. Keep in mind that they do have boosts, and here's where the stuff ekes out. Because Tokinata has a transformation mechanic, and when he transforms, he resets his cooldowns. You can use your boost, use your ultimate, transform, and now you have your boost back again, and you can use your boost right before he transforms back, and you'll keep your boost up literally 100% uptime in roughly 55 seconds without strong attack recharge. That can be insane when it comes to something like epic raids. However, if you're running a bunch of Masakis, you're usually not worried about keeping your boost up, because like you can just alternate times when everyone's gonna boost, right? So like you can make a case for either of these characters. I think they're both excellent, and I don't think that Masaki necessarily outclasses Tokinata. She definitely hits harder than him, and she definitely will do better than him in most content in this game because of that hit an enemy chance 100%. Not having to waste a slot on a Zeta pill when you can put a normal attack damage item or a hollow bait when you're running the gold chappy is going to be very, very, very good for her. Overall, excellent banner, and my only issue with this is that we know that the voting selection is coming out, right? Otherwise, I'd be saying, yo, this is an insane banner. We have 1,000-year bloater round 4, etc., etc. But, I mean, it is what it is. Now, going into the next individual banners, you'll see here that Ryuken's banner actually has Kenpachis, both 1,000-year Blood War and the transforming Kenpachi. Those are the only two units that are worth talking about. He has a transformation mechanic. If they resurrect these 1,000-year Blood War characters and he gets strong attack recharge and sprinter +1, I think that this character is going to perform incredibly well. Until then, though, I'm sorry, but this Kenpachi is not really worth going for. Next on the list, this Kenpachi. Strong attack damage plus 25%, so pretty much a berserker of 65% innately. Hit an enemy chance 100%, poise, frenzy, and then transformation mechanic on his ultimate makes quick work of guild quest, etc. Overall, very, very good character. He has a lunge for strong attack, beam 2500 length, second strong attack, and then full screen third strong attack, the 1000 radius. Very, very good. Now, Masaki's individual is going to have little girl Yachiru and is also going to have Aizen. So, little girl Yachiru has bombardment, can be very, very useful because bombardment weaken defense for guild quest. She also has a strong attack recharge minus 14% link at worst, and she does have an Espada killer, so you can make use of her there. Now, I wouldn't really use her unless you have her max transcended, just because yeah, her kit's not very good. I don't really want to talk about it too much. Lunge for strong attack, 475 into range collision second, and then full screen third strong attack. Not a bad character, but definitely falls short because she doesn't have frenzy. Alright, going into Aizen, transformation mechanic, berserker, 40% with strong attack recharge as his link, hollow killer, freeze immunity, frenzy, guard break, poison immunity. He's not a bad character. I feel like he kind of just falls short because he has a lot of like iffiness to him. Now, he doesn't need a guard break, which is good, but he does have some range collision on his first, a full screen third strong attack, and then 575 barrier ability. If this was a boost, I would like him a lot more, but that's not the case. This Kisuke, weakening on his special, able to nuke if you have him max transcended, but aside from that, I'd say skip trying to go for him because his only real use is his second strong attack, which is a shockwave style ability which deals lots of damage, but only you really use him if he's max transcended. I see a lot of people use him in extreme co-op when he's max transcended because he nukes really, really easily, which is good. Ikaku is a Chronicle Quest bonus character. And that's pretty much Masaki's banner in a nutshell. And the final banner to go over, Isshin. Now, he does have transforming Ichigo and Unohana, which I personally love. Unohana, she autos almost all the content in this game. Captain Killer, damage reduction 16%. Flurry, long reach plus 20%. Medic, poise, and sprinter plus 1. I personally love this character. She has a heal on her ultimate, but she's outclassed in this day and age. If she gets resurrected and gets like some crazy stuff, I would love to be using her again, but until then, she's gonna be shelved. RIP Murder Mom. I love her. I still love her to this day. She's still one of my favorite characters, and I still love my reaction to when I actually pulled her, bro. So, going into transforming Ichigo, he has the same kit as Kenpachi for the most part, except his third strong attack is going to be a 975 AoE in front of you, which is, in my opinion, better. He still has a transformation mechanic on his ultimate, which resets his cooldowns. He has the same killer. He's mind instead of heart, but, I mean, it's still neutral. Right, so he has Berserker 40% with strong attack recharge minus 12%. DR against Soul Reaper enemies, which is kind of useless. Devastation plus 60%. Frenzy. Hit hidden enemy chance 100%, which is really good. He doesn't have guard break like Aizen did in that banner, but I still think that he's still one of the better units in the game. Like him and Kenpachi, I feel pushed barriers in January, which is really, 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 really good. So hit hidden enemy chance 100%, Frenzy, Berserker 40% with strong attack recharge as the link. Overall, very, very good character. Lunge for strong attack, beam second strong attack. Yeah, there's not really much else left to say. But I'm going to leave it at that. You guys, grind, I'll catch up with you. Stay blessed. I know that this video, in my opinion, well, no, this video is definitely going to be longer than my normal should you summons just because of that 1,000 year bloater round 4, and I do think they're worth covering. But I'm going to leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Let me know in the comments below how much you guys plan to summon. Even though I say that this is like a skip banner, I still would suggest doing the first multi. And if you really do want these characters, then by all means summon, you know. It's just that, like with the voting selection coming out, just be very, very wary. If you're pay to play, obviously, like, you know, I mean, you're gonna spend money anyways, right? But personally, I'm gonna do 5 steps on here and hope that I don't get destroyed. I don't think that I'm gonna even do step 6 because even though I do want this main banner, like my Unohana's 3 out of 5, my Ichigo's 2 out of 5, I think. As much as I want like Isshin and Ryuken and Masaki, especially Masaki, I need Byakuya. Byakuya is so OP at 1 of 5, and he's actually 100% worth using rainbow special move sources on, that I'd rather just try to aim for that. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. But I'm going to leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Yes! Yes!